everybody? Welcome to another episode. As always, I'm your host, Juice. And before we talk about this Super Bowl and get into those picks and some thoughts that I have on it, I want to talk about some of these awards that was given out. And the first glaring thing I noticed was the Coach of the Year. And I don't want to sit here and make it seem like Kevin Stefanski didn't, do a good job over there with the Browns, considering, the quarterback situation, the running back situation. Um, so I get it. And there's a case for that. But looking at that defense, you have, that was a top notch defense. The defense really kept that team alive. You also still had Amari Cooper, who the last 6 months of the season he went slap off, which is kind of putting the Browns in the bind, because if he wouldn't have did that, 9 times out of 10 he would have been gone. But because he was so integral in that on that offense after Nick Chubb went down and then Deshaun Watson going down, them having to use Joe Flacco, he really stepped up. So your best bet is not, you're probably gonna have to re-sign him now. But considering all of that, you still had a lot of weapons. You still had a lot of talent on that side of the ball, right? So let's look at Houston. New coach, rookie coach at that. CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback. Then you got those pieces on the wide receiver, Nico Collins. You had um Noah Brown. Uh, so when you look at the Texans though as a team, you nobody expected them to be where they went, let alone a playoff team. Not turning around this quick, because they've went through so much since the Deshaun Watson situation. The numerous head coaches year after year, they were pretty bad as a team, and for him to come in and set a culture and to get the production, especially when he's a defensive minded coach. He's not even an offensive minded coach. So for him to get the production that he got out of CJ Stroud to lead the team the way he did his first year as a rookie. So you have all of these rookies that kind of came in and set a culture, set a standard. And I feel like that should be applauded. That should, um D'Amico Ryan should have got coach of the year in my opinion. But I'm not knocking it, but I just think that they did a lot. That team was not good, and for him to come in, set a culture, and do what he did his first year, I think he deserved it. And it's crazy because I actually saw something where it said he was gonna win coach of the year. So and it was actually Ox post. So I don't know what happened with that, but I mean, congrats to Kevin Stefanski. He deserved it, but because he did a good job too, especially losing the pieces that he lost. But I just think that considering where the Texans were the previous years, and to turn that around in 1 year, I feel like he should have got coach of the year. But then you have CJ Stroud, offensive rookie of the year. On the other side of the ball, Will Anderson, defensive rookie of the year. You look at that and it's like, look at what happened with Will Anderson. People was talking about him not even turning out to be good, so, or not living up to the high draft pick that he was in. So again, that's a testament to the coach and what D'Amico Ryan's come in to be able to do. So you got to look at that. Myles Garrett, defensive rookie of the year. I mean, defensive player of the year. That's a good. I can go with that. He's had double digit sacks 6 years in a row. That hasn't been done in a while. So, and he's dominant. Between Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt, man, they came out in the same draft class, and they both some dominant players, and they changed the trajectory of their team. So when you have, when you have that type of dynamic to change a team the way you can, He deserved that. Myles Garrett deserved Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, CMC. That's kind of a no brainer. When you look at that, it's like, who the hell else you was gonna give it to? I mean, CMC was the most consistent player offensively the whole entire year. He was the one player that you looked at and you just knew he was gonna go out there and he was gonna do something, whether it was running, passing, receiving. He's had the 25 touchdowns, which was the most since LaDainian Tomlinson did it in 2006 with 33, if I'm not mistaken. CMC, man, he just so dynamic. He is like a damn near an all time great already. Just the body of work that he's able to do to be able to put out on the field. Um, the only running back to get 2,000 scrimmage yards. So you know that's just enough said with that. Then you got Lamar Jackson, who won his second MVP, and you know this topic, this here, it really kind of make me feel away because he deserved the MVP. I mean, he was absolutely spectacular this year. And my biggest thing is that I truly thought that this year was going to be Lamar Jackson's year. I thought that he would be able to come in and finally change the narrative, you know. But what what they did as an offense all year to get them to that position to even be able to play for a Super Bowl, he completely flipped the switch the entire game. Like they came in that game as if as if they were trying to make Lamar Jackson something he wasn't. He was hesitant running the ball, and then they weren't even running the ball as a team. It was like they were trying to turn him into Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. They wanted him to be a pocket passing quarterback, and it's like, dude, do what you've been doing all year. If if you pass the ball, okay, cool, but don't forget what your secret weapon is. It's them legs, and you can't control the play calling. Okay, they're gonna call the plays, whatever. So I blame that part on the coach. But when he did have those opportunities to run, when he did take off and run, he was hesitant. He was hesitant in the pocket before he ran, and then when he did finally run, he was hesitant to continue running. So it was like I honestly didn't understand it. It was a complete flip of what they had been doing all year, and that's why people have all these conspiracy theories on the NFL rigging games, because it's like, bruh, how the hell you do one thing all year long? You know who you are, but then you stop doing that in the playoffs or in the most important game. You don't do that at all, and then you're scared to run as if you're thinking about running. As soon as you think about running, you're like, damn, I remember what they told me. I can't win this game. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Like, so them conspiracy theories, man, that shit be real. Cause when you see these games, it's like, bruh. Then when people bet on these games, it's like, bruh, come on now. You've been doing this all year. And now when I bet, or now you in a big game, you don't know how to perform no more. It be these damn storylines. And then they got that Taylor Swift on the other side, and it's like, come on. So, but it is what it is. I think Lamar Jackson, he just gotta like he gotta have more say so. He gotta have more command at that line of scrimmage. You don't like the play they calling, bro? Change it. They trying to make you something you not. Change the play or say something. You know what I'm saying? Like we know you can pass the ball. We know you can throw. You shown that all year, but again, your secret weapon, man, what makes you Lamar Jackson is your legs. It's not your arm. So sometimes you gotta remember who you is. You gotta stay true to who you is. You gotta stick to who you is. So if you would have lost doing that, people would have understood. Maybe somebody would have said, "See, you can't win with a running quarterback. See, you should have passed more." But damn, at least you went out the way you always, being your true self. Just like with Detroit, the Lions. You know what I'm saying? They left it all out there. They went, it was going for it. The same stuff that got them there, they went out just like that. But you know what I'm saying? But you can't fault them. That's who they were. So if you go out being who you are, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying adapt. I'm not saying don't adjust, stuff like that. Don't look at certain situations. But dude, y'all ran the ball 6 times all game with your running backs. That is ridiculous, man. Come on. So, but congrats to Lamar for the second MVP award. This is well deserved, and hopefully next year. Hopefully next year. So I ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time, man. We're gonna get into this Super Bowl, man, and talk about these Super Bowl picks. First off, like I said, when I was talking about Lamar, I truly thought that this was Lamar's year. I truly thought that Lamar Jackson was gonna take the MVP and was gonna finally get to the Super Bowl and win. Um, Obviously I was wrong, clearly. So now we have the Chiefs and the 49ers playing in Super Bowl 58. And my thoughts, man, is look, I think the 49ers are gonna take it. I think they're gonna win. Um, because I always been saying all year now. And before I get into that, I did bet against Mahomes in these playoff games and I lost. So, of course, you would think, man, you're gonna bet against him again. But I am. And it's not because I don't think that they can win or he's not good enough or something like that. It's just more so because I think with the 49ers, man, I think that Kyle Shanahan, knowing that he he choked that offense with the Falcons as their offensive coordinator, he was part of it. Okay, for them losing that Super Bowl against the Patriots. Then when they had the lead, then being the head coach with the 49ers, he's he has a 10-point lead, I believe, in the fourth quarter, and they lost it, and they lost the Super Bowl. Albeit Jimmy G was not good enough, but you had the lead. So then now third time you're about to play him again. This is a rematch. You supposedly have a better quarterback. Brock Purdy showed himself. He showed what he can do in the fourth quarter. He's done it back to back. So I think we can all agree that he's a better quarterback and an upgrade over Jimmy G. And also on the defensive side, man, Armstead, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, they've grown since the last time, and more experience, and now they got CMC on the other side of that ball, Brandon Ayuk, still got Debo, still got Kittle. So now I think that it's a little bit, this team is a little bit more dynamic. Don't get me wrong, the Chiefs is a much better team as well, especially on the defensive side of the ball. More so on the defensive side of the ball. Because the offense is not as good, but that defense is a damn good defense, the best defense he's had since he's been the starter on that team. So you look at that and it's like, okay, but I just feel like Kyle Shanahan, you don't know how many times Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy will get back here, to the Super Bowl. And this team has been built to win for a long time. So at some point, you got to take advantage because you're gonna have to get rid of you're not gonna be able to keep it all together forever. You get what I'm saying? So with Mahomes, I feel like Mahomes has a better chance of getting back to the Super Bowl more often than I believe Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan can do it. So when I'm looking at it, it's like I think that they got to take advantage because if they don't, you don't know when they're gonna come back. You don't know if they ever will. So I think that Kyle Shanahan is gonna do everything in his power to scheme a damn good game and get the best out of all of his players, all of his skilled players, because they have a lot. I don't think they're gonna put the ball in Brock. I don't think they're gonna try to have Brock Purdy lead them in this game. I think they're gonna put it in them skilled players' hands. Debo Samuel, CMC. I think you're gonna see a lot of CMC. Um, running, receiving, Debo running. I think that they're gonna try to have Brock Purdy be a game manager, possibly, just to try to kind of work him in it. This is his first time, so you don't really know how he gonna play in the Super Bowl and under these bright lights, right? Off the bat, he's been doing good in the playoffs. He's been doing good this year, but the Super Bowl a different beast, and so you don't really know how that performance gonna be. So I think they're gonna try to not saying that they don't trust him, but I think they're gonna try to not have the ball in his hands just too much to give him too many decisions to make. They're gonna try to get it out in them skilled players. So on the other side, with the Chiefs, I mean, what the hell can we say about them? But what I've been saying all year in the regular season, which hasn't shown itself in the playoffs yet, is the wide receivers and them drop passes. Now I get it. They've been dropping balls all year. And to my amazement, and I'm pretty sure that everybody else's amazement, when the playoffs came, they flipped the switch and dropping the balls wasn't the issue, which had me change my tune on Patrick Mahomes, because I just felt like he was missing the leadership, and it's clearly shown itself. He's clearly a leader on that team for him to be able to guide this team to the Super Bowl as bad as they were playing, on the offensive side of the ball. So, but I think that this game is the game that those drop balls could possibly come to play. Those drop balls could possibly show themselves or rear its ugly head. The bright light's gonna be on them. You get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them that's on that offensive side of the ball. They got to catch balls that had issues dropping in the regular season. So now that these bright lights on them, everybody's tuned into this one game. I think that this will be the game that it shows itself. I do think Travis Kelce gonna have a great game, but the rest of them is left to be seen. Rice, he's been doing good. He's been Mahomes' probably best friend outside of Travis Kelce and Pacheco, which I love Pacheco. I love how he run. So Rice, he can probably get him something to work with as well. But I think with the Chiefs too, they're gonna lean on Pacheco a lot as well. I truly believe that, or at least try to. I think on both sides of the ball that they might go run heavy at first, just to kind of loosen things up, see how it's going, see what they can do in that run game. But in the end, I do think that the 49ers will win. I think that they'll finally get over that hump and get the Super Bowl. Not just them as a team, but Kyle Shanahan, because we know that he's not going to be fired. But man, like, how will you be looked at? If you lose again in the Super Bowl, for the third time. You get what I'm saying? So, but we'll see how it go. Come Sunday, and and I want y'all to make sure y'all check back in, because I'm gonna make sure I record my reaction to the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna drop it that night, okay, after Super Bowl. So make sure y'all tune back in, man, and just let me know y'all thoughts and comments in the comment section, man. Like and subscribe, and just let me know what y'all thinking. Until next time.